Hey, don't scroll, be honest. How is your sex life? When did you last have this conversation with a parent, with a friend, a confidant, or a therapist about this topic? Or when did you engage your partner about your sex life without showing a punchline or a complaint? We often talk about our diets, our workouts, our nutrition, our trajectory in life, our career goals, etc., etc. But the moment someone asks, how is your sex life? The room goes silent. I know how uncomfortable this question is, or how nosy a person is assumed to be when you ask this question. Whether yours is non-existent, complicated, or better than ever, an honest response to this question could really be a game changer in your relationship or a lifeline to a struggling marriage. Did you know that 40% of people in long-term relationships reported roommate syndrome within the first 3 years? If you really have to rate the intimacy of your marriage on a scale of 1 to 10, where would it land? When most people hear the question about how their sex life is, they feel a bit of tension in their chest. Maybe it is shame, boredom, or longing for something that used to be there but actually isn't there anymore. We have been conditioned by society to keep this part of our lives behind closed doors. But here is the truth. Silence is the killer of intimacy in marriages. Today, we are breaking this silence. We are going to talk about why opening up about sex with your partner or with yourself or a confidant, someone you really trust, is the secret ingredient of a marriage that doesn't just survive but thrives. Here is what nobody is talking about. Sexual intimacy is actually the glue that bonds the marriage. It acts as a barometer for the health of the relationship and also a primary driver for emotional bonding in the marriage. Research and clinical observation from leading experts suggest that while sex isn't everything, its absence or dysfunction usually correlates with significant marital instability. My name is Eric Haven. Welcome to my channel. This is the Building Relationships and Marriage Network, BRAM. Here we discuss practical strategies to make our marriages and relationships work. We also offer different perspectives on topics that really matters when it comes to building our relationships and marriages. If you want to build your marriage, kindly subscribe so that you'll be the first person to get the notification whenever we post a new video. We've all seen it. You start off as passionate lovers, and 5 years down the line, 2 kids, 3 kids, and unavoidable ensuing challenges throws the couple into financial difficulties. As you navigate your challenges and difficulties together, you really become good roommates. And here is the thing though, sexual intimacy is the only one thing that separates your marriage from any other relationship in your life. When that fades, the connection fades. For most people, as long as their partner is not complaining, they believe they are good and there's nothing to worry about. This is why an honest review of this question with a friend who cares about you, a confidant, or your parents can really save you from falling into the trap where most marriages fail to recover. An honest review of your sex life can really save your marriage and improve the connection with your partner. Sex is the most important decider of a successful marriage. But sadly, most people turn a blind eye on this important aspect of their lives, assuming that it is okay. Here is the thing though, those who critically and constructively review their sex life are the ones building stronger marriages and deeper connections with their partners. It is not just about confirming that you and your partner are okay with your sex life, but a check to confirm if you are ticking all the boxes. Because the frequency, the techniques, feedbacks, and communication about the topic with your partner are very important to the success of your marriage. And when these are non-existent, or there is a reluctance to openly discuss this topic with your partner, it's a sign of a looming problem in the marriage. Here is the thing though. There are acceptable reasons for sexlessness in marriages, such as childbirth, sicknesses, or separation due to long-distance relationship. Here is what no one talks about. An open and honest conversation about this topic can really get your partner to be faithful during these moments in the marriage. So why don't we talk about it? This is what I call the slow burn synergy. One is the should myth. Most couples think sex should happen naturally. It should be spontaneous. They feel if it requires effort, then something is actually broken. Secondly, vulnerability. Most people feel that admitting that they want more or something different is actually scary. They feel it's an ultimate exposure. Such people tend to hide their feelings and their nature. In so doing, they kill something within them. And here is where it gets crazy. They may chance on someone who might ignite that spark within them, and they may not be able to say no to quench that fire. Thirdly, the shame spiral. If things aren't perfect, most couples think it's failure, so they stop talking to avoid the discomfort. Here is the thing though. An open conversation about the topic can really help you find practical solutions to your problems. I believe in engaging your partner to get the best out of them. This is what open communication does. I want to challenge the idea that sex is just a physical release or a bonus to a good marriage. Trust me, sex is a true foundation pillar in the marriage. Here is what nobody is talking about. Most people would never cheat in their marriages if not for sexlessness. When I talk about sexlessness, it's not about giving your partner sex, but the technique, the frequency, and the exposure all matters. Things you are frowning upon, things you are avoiding, and numerous occasions you say no to them really push them to another person. Many therapists, including Michelle Verna Davis, the author of The Sex-Starved Marriage, note that when sex is going well, it accounts for only 15% to 25% of marital satisfaction. However, when it is going poorly or non-existent, it can loom as large as 50% to 75% of the relationship's problems. According to the National Survey of Families and Households, couples who report being unhappy with their sex lives are significantly more likely to consider divorce within the first 5 years of their marriages. Research also suggests that 22% of married men admitted to cheating, whilst 14% of their women counterparts also admitted to cheating. This shows that when they are not getting it in the home, they get it elsewhere. Renowned author John Gottman confirms that a couple's sex life is a powerful predictor of the future of their marriage. Here is the thing though, when we talk about sexual intimacy, we are talking about the 3 C's: connection, communication, and conflict resolution. During sex, our body releases oxytocin, called the cuddle hormone. It's a biological tool that builds trust and reduces stress. Its chemical reaction helps couples to navigate non-sexual conflicts more gracefully. This is to say that the little arguments, the quarrels, the confrontations, and the conflicts in the marriage are as a result of sexlessness. You realize that the more you and your partner get into the act, the livelier and happy the home is. But when for some reasons sex is non-existent in the marriage, or one couple is often saying no to the advances of the other, you realize that there is a huge tension that develops in the home. Your partner easily gets angry at the slightest provocation. Why? Because you've said no to their sexual advance. This is the most interesting part. Sex is the highest form of communication. Sex is a non-verbal language. It is how you say to your partner, "I see you and I choose you," without speaking a word. Opening up to your partner for their sexual gratification is a way of accepting who they are, supporting them, and showing immense love for them. You will not have sex with who you don't love, except for other reasons. This is where it gets interesting. Sex is one best way to avoid and resolve conflicts in the relationship. It is much harder to stay angry at someone you are physically and emotionally connected to. A healthy sex life is like a buffer for the inevitable stresses of life. Here is a key takeaway. You aren't shallow for wanting a better sex life. You are actually fighting for the health of your relationship. Sex is like a mirror. It actually reflects the state of your relationship. There are no two ways about this. If things are cold in the bedroom, there's usually a lack of the warmth in the communication. But here is the good news. It is never too late to reignite that spark. It starts with one honest conversation. How is our sex life? It starts with you being brave enough to say, I want us to be closer. So when a friend or a family or a confidant asks about how your sex life is, irrespective of how uncomfortable the question sounds, they actually mean well for you. They want to start a conversation that could unravel a mystery to solve a looming problem in your marriage. I want to hear from you in the comment section. What is the biggest hurdle you face when you are discussing sex with your partner? Let's start a conversation that actually matters. Don't forget to like this video and share if it helped you to feel a little less lonely. And subscribe for more deep dives into building a healthy marriage and a good life with your partner. I will see you in the next video.